If you're brand new to ESL, you're probably wondering whether it's still a viable career in 2026. The short answer is yes, absolutely, but there's a few things that you need to be thinking about, and we're going to cover that in today's session. Hi, my name's Catherine and I run the OAT. I help support people, especially mums, to start and succeed with an online ESL teaching career they can move around their families. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can find out everything you need to know about teaching ESL online. Now, if you're new to the ESL industry, you've probably heard all the gossip. You've probably heard that the market's too oversaturated now. Pay rates have dropped drastically. AI is taking over teaching. There's going to be no live teachers anymore. We're going to cover all of these things and talk about, in an honest way, whether teaching ESL online is still a worthwhile career in 2026. So if you're just starting out, we're going to cover all of these things, help ease your mind, but be realistic about what the industry looks like today and what it takes to build a career teaching ESL online. Now, back when the dreaded C word was here in 2020 and the whole world seemed to shut down, online teaching was a huge industry. It absolutely boomed when everybody looked to online classes for their kids. So that meant there was more opportunities for jobs, there was better pay rates, and the work was relatively easy. Pretty much showing up, doing a lesson, and switching off for the day. Then in 2021, there was a big hit on the industry and thousands of teachers lost their jobs overnight. This was China's double reduction policy that they put into play in 2021. Now, at that time, China was probably the leading country in the industry in terms of pay rate for online ESL teachers. They were paying really good money. You could make a full-time income working for just one company at that time. It was amazing. But when the double reduction policy came into play, loads of these companies within China shut down overnight and teachers literally lost their full-time income just like that. No warning, no preparation, no less pay. That was it, cut off from the companies. So it was a big drastic change to how the overall industry played out since then. So it did mean that pay rates were reduced, there was a higher competition for jobs, and it's harder to find good, decent pay rates per hour, especially for people that have a degree, have a master's degree, are qualified, experienced teachers. The industry doesn't quite pay out what you would hope it would, and we're going to cover rates in a bit. But let's just go back a second, and what makes it then still worthwhile today in 2026? Because I've been in the online ESL industry since 2017 and I'm still in it today and I absolutely love it. I would not go back to a regular different industry job. Teaching ESL online helps you connect with people all around the world. It's just amazing. And to be able to do this from your home is fantastic. So for me, I wouldn't look at any other industry. And we're going to talk about what makes it worthwhile, but also the realistic side of teaching ESL online and how that actually works out for you in terms of if you're looking for income working from home. So why is it worth teaching still online today? Well, the flexibility of working online as an ESL teacher is amazing. You're able to work from home, or if you love to travel, you can even do this on the go and travel the world as you teach. You can build your schedule around your other commitments. So for me, I'm a mom of 2 children. I'm running a business. It means that by teaching online, I can build up a schedule that suits my needs. It fits in and around my current commitments. And that can work for anyone. If you've got a full-time job and you want to do this on the side, then you're able to pick up hours that suit you. It's also a low barrier entry point. So with teaching ESL online, you don't actually need a teaching degree to get started. Sometimes, depending on the company that you apply to, you don't even need years and years of teaching experience in order to get your first job. It's a career that you can learn on the go and build up your skill set and confidence as you progress through. which is amazing. And then there's no limit to what you can do with that experience that you gain. You don't have to stay with an online ESL company. You could then go freelance or offer classes within a niche that you're interested in. You don't even have to stay in the ESL side. You could teach maths, geography, animal studies. There's so many different options. Once you start with teaching ESL, you have that teaching experience and you can explore different income revenues that suit your interests and your needs. Then, of course, there's the transferable skills, which you kind of just touched upon. So we talked about you don't need a teaching degree to teach ESL online. And then you often don't need specific online ESL teaching experience in order to get that first job. But you do have already some amazing transferable skills from whatever you've been doing prior. So maybe you've already working in a job, perhaps you're a stay-at-home mum. You have transferable skills already, communication skills. You can practice using Zoom or Loom on a camera and practice using the technology prior to an interview. You can, most companies provide all the lesson materials for you, so you don't have to worry about creating professional lessons from the get-go because that's already done. And then there's the potential to grow. So we talked about you don't have to stay within one company. You can work for multiple different companies, get a feel for what you like, and then progress your career from there. Teaching with an online ESL company is just the starting foundation point. From there, the opportunities are endless. You could then go through the curriculum development side. You could create educational printables for children. You could offer pre-recorded online courses for adults. You could still teach live classes, but maybe you'd like to freelance with group classes instead. There's so much potential once you have that experience and confidence teaching via a camera and teaching ESL online. It's amazing the opportunities that it can lead to later down the line. These are the wonderful sides of teaching ESL online and choosing this as your career path, your next step moving forward. But as a beginner, looking into the ESL industry as a potential career change for you, there's a few things that we need to be realistic about. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, and it's not something where you're going to make full-time income within your first month. That's not realistic at all. With ESL, particularly with working with an online ESL company, it does take time to build up your schedule, fill out your schedule with classes, and gain a steady stream of regular students that you see every single week. That takes time. And when we talk about time, it could be a month, it could be 6 months. It really does depend on the company that you choose to apply to and you're offered a job with. It depends on your availability and whether those are peak hours that the student base is looking for. There's lots of different factors to consider. It's also important when we're just talking about companies not to rely on one single company. It's high risk. Remember that double reduction policy that China put into play, we talked about, that happened in 2021. Well, most people were working with Chinese companies at the time and they lost their full income overnight. It's high risk if you put all your eggs into one basket. So I actually suggest to my students that they apply to 2 or 3 companies with the idea or the aim to gain a position with more than one company at the end of the day, so that they can always adapt their schedule. If one company is offering fewer classes and has a fewer student base, they can offer more hours to another company, and they can adjust that over time depending on where the work is available. And if one company decides to shut down or cancel their contract for whatever reason it might be, they've got that other backup option already available. They're not having to wait to get hired. They're already hired with the company. So that's a really important thing to consider if you're looking at gaining a job with an online ESL company. Now, although it's a good entry point for people who haven't got a teaching degree, or maybe you haven't got experience teaching online, there is still a learning curve involved. So we've got the tech side of things, so whatever platform you're going to be teaching on, whether that's Zoom or a company's own platform, adjusting and adapting to the lesson materials and how the company wants you to teach those materials to the students. Building a rapport with students is a skill. Having that confidence to teach on a camera, because I know that can be a challenge for a lot of people, talking through a camera. And setting classroom rules and boundaries as well is a skill all in itself. Being able to manage the class environment, expectations that you have from your students, particularly if you're teaching children. So it can be quite overwhelming in the beginning. There's a lot of different things to consider, applying to different companies, making sure that you're hired from a couple, 2 to 3 companies, having that time to build up a steady student base. You have regular income coming in, so you need to make sure that this is seen more as an extra part-time income base on top of your regular steady income, whilst you transition, build up your student base, and then you can change that across so that you are replacing your income. But also the skills side as well that you need to learn. But it doesn't mean that it's impossible. Anyone, like I've managed to get into this career, anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it too. It just takes some time to build up your confidence. And the more classes you teach, that confidence will start coming naturally and you'll start feeling a lot calmer with each class. And when you have regular students and you build that rapport with them, that is an amazing feeling, and you see them every single week, and then the teaching just happens naturally. You're not having to overthink everything. So with time, you will, like any position or any career that you look into, with time you're going to improve and grow, and it will feel a lot more natural. It's just in the beginning, there's a learning curve, and we need to be realistic about the income opportunities as well. So is it actually worth it? Well, I can't decide that for you. You have to decide that by considering everything all together. If you are you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, well, I already have a steady income. I could build this up part-time alongside until it then replaces my current income. That's great. This could be for you. If you're looking for some flexible, remote income, something you can do from home or on the go to fund your travels, great. This is potentially for you. Do you enjoy helping other people learn something? That could be for you too then. Are you open to learning new skills, such as the technical side, learning new platforms, learning how to teach somebody, adapting to new lesson materials, teaching via a camera? Great, this could be for you. ESL could be the right career choice. It might not be for you if you are anticipating a high income immediately. If you're needing high income right from the get-go, it's probably not the right career for you. If you hate teaching, particularly maybe via a camera, probably not the right career for you. If you want something that you can do immediately right away, there's no learning involved, definitely not for you. So you need to, there's no right or wrong answer. This is just a real chat to see whether this is the right career path for you or not. Now, if you were like, yep, that sounds like me, yay, that's great. So how would you get started? Well, top tip is try not to apply everywhere at once, because that's really difficult then to manage and track your applications. So pick a few companies where you tick the boxes in terms of what they're looking for. Do you need a degree? Do you not need a degree? Do you need a TEFL certificate or not? Is your English level proficient enough for what they're looking for? Then apply to those companies and try to just apply for a couple at a time to help you manage your schedule in terms of interviews and demos, and so that you know where you've applied for and what step you are. I do recommend that you use a spreadsheet or tracker or some sort of way to track down where you've applied for, what date, have you had feedback, have you been invited to an interview, and then do you need to follow up. I do provide this within my free membership, the mini ESL Teacher Toolkit. I'll make sure I leave a link below for that. Then, of course, just practice. Spend some time, like I said, either using Zoom or Loom. These are free software where you practice talking at the camera. It could just be maybe you're practicing your introductory video and you could be like, "Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm from the UK, da 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 da." And just practice feeling more comfortable in front of the camera, because that's going to really help you out when it comes to your interview and your demo session as well. Do a bit of research and reading. Watch fellow teachers. There's so many videos on YouTube that are demonstrating other people teaching ESL online. And there's a lot of channels as well where people are teaching others English or Spanish or French or Japanese online for free. So look at how they do it and pick up a few skill sets there. Particularly look at something called TPR, total physical response. And this is where we can use our gestures and our hands and our facial expressions to help demonstrate to our students what we're trying to teach them. So if I'm teaching the word apple, for example, to eat an apple, with my hands, I might make a cup, like a round cup with my hand to pretend I'm holding an apple. I would bring that to my mouth and I would take a big chomp, pretend chomp, as if I was eating an apple. So this is TPR, we're showing I'll eat an apple and showing that, demonstrating that. So you can learn these things prior to your interview and demo, and that will actually increase your chances of being accepted and offered a job with that company. So confidence won't happen immediately, it will take time. So you will have initial nerves, that's normal and that's okay. But over time, the more that you teach, the less you'll feel those nerves, and you'll feel so much more comfortable in front of the camera. So people don't succeed because they're the quickest or the fastest. They succeed because they are informed, they're taking the time to develop their skill sets, they're researching and improving and willing to learn new things. And that's what's going to help you stand out as an applicant. So make sure that you're applying to companies that align with the things that you can offer, but also what you're looking for as well in a position. Don't expect to have a full schedule right away. It will take time to build out your schedule, and that means that you won't have a full-time income in month one. It will take a few months to build up that student base, which, student base leads to money. So it takes a few months to build up your income as well. And in terms of pay per hour, we will look at a few different companies in another session, but the pay range can vary from if you're a non-native speaker to a native English speaker, and depending on the country that you live in, and also your experience in the company that you apply to as well. So if you're a non-native speaker, it could be just a couple of dollars an hour. And I know that's really shocking, but we can cover that in another session. Up to, if you're a native English speaker with experience, it could be $20 an hour. But that's kind of the ballpark range that you are looking at. So it can vary and it is on the lower rate, but remember, this is the entry point to your career. Just because you start on $20 an hour, that doesn't mean you're going to be on $20 for the rest of your life. That's the starting point when you're working with the ESL companies. You're learning about the industry, the expectations, how to teach your students, how the material works with your students, what's good, what's not, how to adapt, how to engage your students. There's so many different factors with teaching ESL online. So you're learning all of that whilst you're with the company. Then from there is when your income potential can absolutely explode. When you go into freelance teaching, or you add additional residual income ideas alongside teaching, that is where the big bucks are. And we will talk about that in another session. So in 2026, is teaching ESL online still worth it? Abso-freaking-lutely, yes. I love teaching ESL online, and it's completely changed my life. It's enabled me to work around my children and be present with them as they grow up, which for me was so important. And it can be for you too, but make sure you take into consideration all the things that we've talked about today to see if it's the right path for you. If it is, Join my free membership, the Mini ESL Teacher Toolkit, because in there I have a job board, I have a guide, I have a little quiz as well to just double check that it's the right path for you and what transferable skills you already have that you can bring into the industry. And it will just give you a really nice, clear starting point. I'll see you inside. Thanks so much. Bye.